So today, everybody, I'm going to talk about some makeup tricks, tools, and some tips. So these tips are for either the everyday woman or the aspiring makeup artist to make your life a little bit easier and better on set. If you're an aspiring makeup artist, they will be extremely helpful. If you are an everyday person but you want your makeup to look like a makeup artist has their setup, these will be helpful as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about are the basic brushes that you should have. A lot of times when you go into a brush store, you get overwhelmed because they have so many different brushes there and so many different types of brushes, and you don't know what to get. Or somebody lovely buys you a makeup brush kit and you only use 3 or 4 of the brushes and you want to use all of them. So today I'm going to go through the basic brushes that you need to have. So the first brush that you should have is your foundation brush. So what your foundation brush is a high quality synthetic brush, which means that the bristles are high quality plastic and it's movable. And it's great for liquids and great for creams. And you're going to apply this brush, it kind of feels like you're painting on your face. So that's a brush that you want to have in your kit. If you don't use a liquid or a cream foundation at all, then you can skip that brush and you could use a powder brush, which is the next brush we're going to talk about. So your powder brush is a big floppy brush, and it's normally a natural hair brush. And they don't kill the animal. What they do is when the animal needs a haircut, they give the animal a haircut, they scoop up all that hair that they were going to throw in the trash anyway, and they create wonderful brushes out of them. And the reason why it's a big powder brush, and the reason why I'm saying big, is because you want to cover a large area of your face or of your body. So, and you would use powders with this brush. Again, you can use liquids with it, but if you use liquids, it will sometimes destroy the brush or change the quality of the brush. So keep that in mind. The next brush that we're going to talk about is going to be your blush brush. And just like your blush brush, it is a natural haired brush, but if you see them together, the bristles are a little bit smaller. And the reason why the bristles are a little bit smaller is because we want to concentrate to that cheek area or your brow highlight area, which is right on top of the brow, the cheekbone. So, your blush brush, all right? The number one brush that most people give me when I ask for a brush is their blush brush. So this is the most popular brush. The next brushes we're going to talk about are going to be for our eyes. And this is when it can sometimes get a little bit tricky. So this brush right here is your eyeliner and also your eyebrow brush. It's normally cut on an angle, and the reason why it's cut on an angle is so that it can get into smaller aspects of your face. So you want to use this brush for eyeliner. You can use it for powders or for creams and for liquids as well. It is a natural hair brush, and the bristles are really stiff and compact together. So that would be a multi-purpose brush. This is actually the first brush I ever bought back when I was a teenager and wanted to do makeup. The next brush you want to do after that is going to be your concealer and your eyelid brush, or what I like to call your multi-purpose brush. So the bristles are really compact and they're stiff, and you would use this to apply concealer. You can use this to apply eyeshadow on your lid. You can use this to apply concealer. You can use this for multiple reasons. And if you have this brush, this is the one brush I would say have multiples in your makeup kit because you're going to use this brush a lot. So stiff bristle brush, sometimes it's synthetic and sometimes it's natural depending on what company makes it. The next brush we're going to talk about is going to be our crease brush. Your crease brush is beveled at the top, which means that it has a little bit of a curvage at the top, and the reason why it's like that is so it can fit into the crease of the eye, and you can blend aggressively and you can blend easily. So this is a great brush for your crease of your eyes. Also, you can use this for brow highlight if you're in a pinch, or if you need to get underneath your eye area, then you can use this brush underneath that eye area without you having to use this big powder brush again, which may be cumbersome. The next brush we're going to talk about is our brow highlight brush. Brow highlight, some people also use this brush for their crease, so if you were a person that used this brush for your crease, you're not doing anything wrong, but it is intended for your eyebrow highlight. The part of your eye that is lifted up just a little bit where your brow naturally arches at, this is where you would use that brush for. The bristles are really soft and really flexible so that you can blend it very easily and aggressively. The last brush you're going to talk about, which is more of an artist brush, would be your lip brush. So if you're going to apply any lipstick colors, especially like the bright lipstick that I have on today, using a lip brush is also very helpful for that because you can be precise. This is a great brush for you to apply lipstick, lip gloss, also lip balm to it. This is an artist brush. Most everyday people don't have a lip brush, but if you want to have a lip brush, go ahead and have one. So those are the basic brushes that you're going to have that you have in a kit. Again, if you know that you use certain brushes over and over again, I would suggest for you to buy more than one of that brush. Each brush are expensive, so they are an investment. The way that you want to take care of your brushes is that you want to clean them. If you do your makeup every day, you want to clean them once a week, and you want to use a little bit of mild baby shampoo or mild hair shampoo. put it on the brush just like normal shampoo, wish it around and rinse it out and lay them flat overnight to dry. And they will last you a lifetime if you take care of them. The next thing that we're going to talk about is being a clean makeup artist, all right? So you want to sanitize everything as much as possible, and you also want to pull out any products that can be pulled out. So one of the helpful tricks to have is a metal mixing palette, and you can take this and you can apply any of your creams, any of your powders. Sometimes the powders come on a magnetic thing, so you can put the magnetic eyeshadow right on here. And you can clean this off with alcohol, and then you have a mixing palette to work from instead of using the back of your hand or using any other parts of the skin which bacteria may be on. Another helpful trick that you can get from is, I got this from an art supply store, and what it is just a metal container, and I normally put alcohol in one of them and brush cleaner in the other, so that therefore I can clean while I'm going, my brushes or any other tools that I need to clean, and they're right on my workspace. And then, as I just said, I have alcohol and I have brush cleaner. I got smaller containers, and I put them in smaller containers so I don't have to carry all the cumbersome things with me. And you want to make sure that you label it correctly, because a lot of times it's the same color and you don't want to put brush cleaner and alcohol and brush cleaner. Another makeup tool or makeup trick to do is to use a sponge, and these are just wedge sponges. They have latex sponges and non-latex sponges. You want to make sure that someone doesn't have a latex allergy. If they do, you want to make sure you use all non-latex sponges. And sponges are great things. Besides them being just makeup application tools, they're also great to be erasers, or great to blend something out or to remove something as well without you having to do a whole makeup application all over again. So wedge sponges are a great tool to have. Another fancy tool to have is a hand fan. As you can see, mine is a little bit used because I actually use it. What the hand fan is on is one for several things. If you have a client in your chair that is a little bit hot, then you can cool them off very clearly, and this will again make the makeup application easier for you to apply. But what I'm using it for is when you apply mascara, to dry the mascara down. You never want to blow on anybody's face, because when you blow on someone's face, you actually spit on them. There are little particles of spit that come out that you can't see, and we don't want to spit on anybody's faces. So if you get a fan, you can just blow, you can use natural air, and it will dry it down very, very easily. And the last step that we're going to talk about is for you to be a more compact artist. So a lot of times we have a lot of makeup, lipsticks or lip glosses, and what you're going to do is, instead of you carrying them around with you or having a drawer with a lot of them in, you can just go to any art supply store and you can buy a container. And what I did is just bought a container. It's like $5 to $10, depending on which one you go. Even the dollar store has them sometimes. And then what I did is I scraped out the lipstick, I put it into my makeup container, and then I just labeled it on that side in case I need to remember what that color is and want to put a little bit more of that color in there. So I normally put the brand and the color. And then that's an easy way for you to pack down. You have all your lipsticks in one container, or if you're at home and you have all these lipsticks, if you just want to open that up and put them in one place, a lot of times what happens is you forget that you had that color, you open it up, you're like, oh, I do have a bright purple, or I do have a beautiful nude color, because you forgot you had it because it was in the back of your makeup drawer. All right, so those are some helpful tools, I think, today. There was a lot of information that you can go to. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me directly at www.shannonthompson.info.com, and I will be happy to answer any question that you have. And I hope that these tools and these tricks you can use in your everyday life. Thanks, love. Have a wonderful day.